Hello everyone, it's me again. Lazy Chef. Today is Friday. We're having crispy duck in pancake with onions, cucumber, pepper salad with a special made duck sauce. And if you like this type of video, please like and subscribe and stick around. I'm going to show you how I do this duck under 30 minutes. I'm lazy, so this is the quicker way to do it. So if you stick around, and you will be able to see that. So I bought this boneless roast duck and I put it in air fryer for 20 minutes. And while I put that into the air fryer, and it just do it itself, so I just prepare some pepper, cucumber and spring onion. So the spring onion has got two parts in there, so I chop this root off and I dip it in water, they will regrow. So this is the white bit, which is the one that deep in the soil, and because there hasn't got much sunlight into it, so that's why it's got this white in color. And I just slice it in half, and once that's done, and we're just gonna chop it into slice. So you can just do as what I do, which is I flutter the knife, cut it horizontally, and then I cut it vertically as well. So it's all up to you how you want to do it. You know, at the end of the day, it's your kitchen, and do whatever makes you happy. So I use a very sharp knife, and the blade is sort of like a thinner blade rather than the one with the chunky bit for the meat and bone chopping. So this is a Chinese or Japanese or Oriental in Asian knife you like to call. This is normally for chopping anyway, so that's why I got a chopping board. So the onion is done, and this is I consider that is the white bit of the onion, and now it's the green bit of the onion. So sometimes they come in a big chunk of that, so you do need to sort of cut it off and wash it properly. Sometimes they got a little bit of soil and sand in there because they grow on soil. So I just lightly sort of chop it into strips. There's no special skills required, just do whatever you like, but I just found it in strips to make it easier to wrap the pancake later on. But if you don't like it, you just chop it randomly, and it's up to you. So some people would dip it into boiling water for about 10 seconds to just take that very strong onion flavor away. So cucumber, I use this rolling style. So I rolled it and cut it slightly. So the Japanese will use a Japanese chef knife, and they do it in the air without a chopping board, which is a good skill that I would like to master, in the future. But at this moment in time, I'm happy with my fingers, so I don't want that to be chopped off. So I just use the normal way. So I learned this skill from back in the day when I was working in the restaurant. So as a part-time student, while working part-time in there. So now this is all flattened out, and I just cut it vertically. So chopping the cucumber in there. So you probably realize I don't use the middle bit because that's just chef special. Got a bit of sore throat. So while I'm chopping that cucumber for the rest of the family in the kitchen, I got nothing to eat, so I ate it. So the white bit in the middle, they are very juicy and sweet, and they're good for sore throat. So I had it for my throat remedy, sort of medication. Alright, so it's almost done in here now. So this is I use 2 halves, almost three quarter of the cucumber, and I use half duck because obviously the full pack comes into the whole boneless duck, and they debone it and they roast it and then they froze it. And then I defrost it out, and then I save half of it and put it back into the freezer that I'm gonna have it tomorrow for something else. So this is the bell pepper, and so I remember someone told me that the white bit, they're quite bitter, and I tried that they are. So experiment wise, it's better to cut the white bit out, or it could be quite bitter. But anyway, I don't mind really. But so I only use the outer skin of the pepper just for the decoration and a bit of flavoring. I leave the meat in for later on, so I save all the meat for salad later. So again, so I slice it horizontally, with the knife carefully. Don't chop your finger. And what I got left is the skin of the pepper with a little bit of the meat inside. And then I cut it vertically with like very thin strips, just like this. So I will do it a few times in this video, so you will be able to see how I do it. So see, that's the very thin slice. So again, horizontal knife in just to take the meat out and leave the skin, and then chop it vertically or slice it very thin, one after one. Don't need to be quick, as long as you put your thumb behind the 4 fingers and you form sort of a knuckle. So I use my fingernails anyway because there's a bit of a curve in there for the knife to guide it, and you're pretty safe. Most people cut the thumb anyway. On the slice way, you're just making sure the knife is slightly tilting down towards the chopping board rather than up, and make sure all your fingers all curve up and the lower bit are touching the pepper, and you're pretty safe in there. So it takes time and it takes practice. Practice makes better. But again, if you want to use the scissors, use the scissors. If you want to use a peeler, peel it out and use the scissors to chop it. If you want to use a food processor, up to you. But the reason why I don't use the meat in here is because I have to put it into the pancake. So try not to use all the watery and juicy bit of the fruit. So I keep all the dry bit in there to just for the texture and the flavor. So again, horizontal knife in, perfectly done, and then slice it vertically. So I mean, I love watching people's chopping stuff, but I kind of don't like watching myself doing that because I don't do it as quick and I don't do it as neat as the professional chef does. But that is enough skills for me for my home cooking style. So I place it on the plate. It looks like this. So this is the pancakes that I bought it frozen, and you just put boiling water and you steam it for about 3 minutes. And 3 minutes later you have that. So here's the duck. So after 20 minutes I leave in room temperature for 5 minutes, so when it cools off then it's easier to slice. So you see that I slice from the skin, and it's the same knife. Obviously I washed this and I resharpen it a little bit so it makes it easier to cut it. So so you can see the skins and the meat are going quite well in there. So I'm using the same skills as people recommended to do this, Peking duck. So if I got time, I will be able to do Peking duck video, but it will be rather long, or it will be rather not the full video because it's a long process. It takes a few days to make Peking duck. Unlike this one, this is just a normal Western style Chinese food of aromatic roast duck or crispy duck, you call it in a takeaway. So this is just that easy to do, without having to do it from the raw duck. I just bought it from the packages. So it's very similar when you do this meal deal from hypermarket. They call it crispy duck, but normally those are deep fried duck. They're not roast, and this is the roast duck. Then you can actually treat that as a roast duck. The good thing about using air fryer is, one, it's very quick. Two, they keep the skin crispy. And I take the sound off because my kitchen was quite noisy today because of the firework outside. So that's why I didn't put the sound on for while I was doing the kitchen in there. So yeah, this is so crispy, and you see the skin perfectly done. So once I chopped it in there, again I put it on the plate, and that's ready for chef in the later. I'm really looking towards it. And while I'm doing that, I will make a sauce. So I bought a jar of Haisin sauce, and they call it Peking duck sauce, whatever you want to like it. But I make my own special sauce in there, which I don't cover in this video, but hopefully on the next video I would do one video especially for Peking duck sauce. So this is a pancake. This is the way you eat it. You put the vegetable and salad in there, vertically or horizontally, you want to call it on the screen, and you put a duck, dip a bit of sauce, and you float it this way, and then you roll this up, and then you bite it from the open end, and mouthful of that, I feel like you're going to be really satisfying. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. Goodbye.